Hey guys, it's P again. Today I want to talk about something that has been going on the internet. You probably heard about it. I've been finding like a lost city in Antarctica, alien technology and all this kind of stuff. Well, for shits and giggles, let's say that's right. You remember what I always say, it looks like a duck and all that good stuff. But what made me sit up and take notice of this is how many high-ranking officials got sit down there, such as Obama, a lot of American senators. I think it was some high-ranking church officials from Italy, a lot of European diplomats and dignitaries. Now, you just don't go to a frozen wasteland just to sightsee. It's not like that. Okay, if you're a couple of scientists, that's one thing. But when you're high-ranking officials, it's completely different. And also the amount of military that's been sitting on there, because they're not going there to shoot penguins. It is what it is. Now, for what's been going on the internet, they say something about civilization that was flash frozen, and I guess they found them frozen dead, whatnot. Now, with that in mind, how would you be able to flash freeze a civilization? And I'll tell you how. You'll be able to flash freeze them with what I call a proto weapon. Now, a lot of terms that I use, they're not common, they're not common words. So I have to actually come up with these phrases because they don't really exist in everyday language. And that's kind of my nod at science right there. You're welcome, science. So feel free to use the words that I come up with, okay? Now, this type of weapon I call a proto weapon. A proto weapon is what I define as a weapon that has the ability to wipe out an entire planet, okay? To cause an ELE, extinction level event. Now, with that being said, make no mistake about it, proto weapons are real. If you don't know about it, you just don't know. But believe me, they are real, and they are used, and they are tested. They're not used on people yet, but they are tested, is what I mean. So let's just say this. Just as say these, they call them the pre-Adamites, the civilization that they found in Antarctica. Let's just say that it was flash frozen by a proto weapon. You know what that means? That means a weapon was so powerful that it actually punched a hole through an entire atmosphere and exposed that part of the Earth to space. Just a straight hole, a straight vacuum right down to the surface. And then probably what happened is after the weapon was used, then that area, that atmosphere, closed back in again. All right. Once that area was exposed to deep space, well, not deep space, but the space around the Earth. Yes, you can flash freeze an entire part of the planet just by doing that, just by getting rid of the atmosphere. People don't seem to understand how much the atmosphere protects us. So, that's pretty much my view on how something can flash frozen, especially a whole civilization. Now, if that happened, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Because understand, if you have the technology to go from one star to another, and the technology to go from one dimension to another, your weapons aren't going to be like ours. I mean, these things are going to be things you wouldn't be able to imagine, to be honest with you. And so, you got to understand, there are really, really smart people that have been working on things for a long time. Nobody stopped at the nuclear bomb. That was a long time ago when that was created. And people get smarter every generation. So, if you think that there's no such thing as a proto weapon, don't be mistaken. Don't get left behind, okay? These are weapons that can ignite the atmosphere. These are weapons that can cause cracks in the Earth's crust, dismantle, all these things. These are the things that can actually send gravitational waves through space-time, that they're so powerful. Now, we have a lot of rules in place on the planet so that these things don't get tested on the planet, because a wrong test could pretty much wipe out all life on Earth. So with that being said, how do proto weapons get tested? You tell me. How many planets are in our solar system? And if you think that nobody's sending proto weapons to another planet to be tested out, again, one more time, don't be left out. And it's just like most people don't know that we dropped a nuke on the moon. We did. We dropped a nuclear bomb on the moon to see what would happen. Most people don't know that. Okay. Side note for that nuclear bomb. This is some funny shit. Side note for that nuclear bomb. When it hit the moon, the recorded events was that the moon, I'm not say it rang, but the vibrations that came about were really, really metallic. So that's what I got to say about the moon. But we'll save that for another discussion. So guys, we'll talk about this a little bit more later. But like again, I was saying before, proto weapons. It's the future, and sometimes it can be scary. Remember, science can be used for good or bad. Science itself is neutral, it doesn't care. But just keep in mind that things like this do exist. Alright? So, again, just do your research, do your fact checking and all this kind of stuff, and see for yourself. Find out what you can find out. Alright? If you have any questions, you want to talk to me, leave a comment. Just email me. I'm going to leave one down here. An email, you can reach me, whatnot. And until next time, guys, like always, take care of each other.